Hello, welcome back to my channel again. So this time, I think I've been playing a multiple game. Okay, I'm focusing on Killing Floor 3 after playing 3 games in this the beta. I wanna say a few things because I'm sure there's a lot of people are really upset about the Killing Floor 3, and especially the game is gonna launch on the next month, and it's I'm not sure if it's gonna disaster or not. We'll see that, but I think it's mostly gonna be a mix or negative. That's the only thing I can see right now. So I think I gonna talking about the first thing about the positive thing about this game. So the positive about this game is the only gameplay. To be honest, I just wanna say that. So they trying to making this game is designed for the modern audience. Is making a more fast paced, like they adding a sliding and dodge when you a single press a shift button, you instantly dodge instead of just a sprint, which is to me okay. They're adding some mechanic which is mostly uh, kind of like a roguelike game. I see a lot of some roguelike game having this mechanic they implement on this game. I mean, yeah, it's okay. They're making more fast pace on their game, and some special Zs. They call it Z, which is the monster itself in Killing Floor. In case if you never following Killing Floor, so so their special Z they introduce some new move, which is to me it's really nice to see that they're adding a new move, new ability, which is adding a something interesting, especially like Flash Pound and Scray. They add like a Flash Pound. They're adding kind of like a grappling hook thing like that, which is nice to see that. And anything else, it's a feel like a hero shooter because they're adding some skill, but to me it doesn't really matter to me about the adding skill. I know a lot of people complaining about the specialists and kind of like a Overwatch style. I think yeah, this is the problem of the modern game this day, but I think it's fine to me. I think it's fine because that's the mostly modern games that they need to focus aiming on the modern audience, and that's why they sometimes game these days they screw up little bit their gameplay, their design, because to attract a more modern audience. Okay, so that is the only positive thing I can say, which is there on the gameplay side is fine to me. Now let's talking about the negative thing. So only gameplay so far I see is fine. Anything else, to be honest with you, it's really bad. And I don't understand about this game why they making like this. It's the point is kind of like they making this game is kind of like they hiring a new team, and their team is kind of like a junior team. It's like a first time they working a big project, and at least I can make it a game. Finally, I'm making a first time a big project. A first time is I making a kind of like a AAA game, something like that. I see the way Killing Floor 3. So the graphics. Okay, a lot of people I'm sure are talking about the graphics. They say some people say it's a good, some people say it's a meh, it's a sad. The graphics here these things. I don't care they using Unreal Engine 5 or they using Unreal Engine 4, but I just say this the graphics here is quite different to me. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just like completely different vibe. They're not carrying a vibe and a atmosphere as much like a previous Killing Floor. If you're playing Killing Floor 1, if you're playing Killing Floor 2, you can feel it's a dark and a horror vibe in the game, especially when you mix up with the film grain effects. That makes it a feel horror like you playing like a Left 4 Dead, right? It's feel you can feel the horror, you can feel it's a dark, you can feel some kind of like a scary thing in this game. Even you know you playing is just a shooting around, pew 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 pew, killing all the sets. In Killing Floor 3, they looks like you playing a modern Doom. You're playing like a Doom from 2016 or 18, or you playing like a Doom Eternal, or even the latest Doom, the the Dark Age. That's what I feel. I feel like it's a completely not a horror game. It's kind of like you playing a badass character, and you ready to annihilate all these zombie. Sorry, sad. The problem is if you're making the game is a film is a quite like a Doom, like a modern Doom. It doesn't matter how scary, how fearful, how dangerous this all set they making is not gonna working here, because the biggest problem I see a lot of the game, a horror game this day, when they making a PvE horror game and they make it a dangerous monster or demon, because you playing a badass character, you playing a character who can easily squishing the all these monster. It doesn't matter it's a small or it's a big. It doesn't feel like it's a scary thing. If you same thing like you playing a Doom Eternal or you playing a mostly a modern Doom, they're not really scary to you because you're playing a badass a Doom Slayer who can using a bare hand to destroy all these demons. And same thing like you playing in Killing Floor. You're playing like a badass character. Even they looks like it looks like a generic character. Okay, about the character and weapons, I must say the weapons and seems like their design is similar. Like you mostly learning about how to make the weapons game tutorial. So it's not special at that and similar with the character. But I understand that they making a character design is completely boring and bad because they wanna put something player to spend more money to buy some cosmetic. If you don't like this the blend design, then go buy a cosmetic with to make the looks good. So all the set they making is pointless to me. And I understand they making the set is a lot of people say it's a bland, boring, and it's a horrible design. I don't see it's a bland and boring because I think because of the storyline. I think it's because the story maybe takes like a long years after Killing Floor 2, which is why they looks like a Z is more looks like a exoskeleton like than the organic. That's what I see. To me, it's okay because it's the story reason because they want to explain. Oh, it takes like a 50 years later after Killing Floor 2, maybe something like that. So I get it. And I sometimes one thing is another thing is missing to me about the Dark 5 and Horror 5 is the main menu music. When you playing Killing Floor 1 and Killing Floor 2, you can feel there's something like a, a dark song and a main menu when you first time visiting. It's feel you can feel the horror feels and the dark feel, the atmosphere in the game before you playing the game already, right? And then you go into Killing Floor 3. You go into the title screen and they're already running a metal song like a Doom. So okay, it's already feel off here. And another one, I personally not really fan of the one of the most I hated in the Killing Floor 3 is the UI UX design. They making this game is a menu design, the hot, the buy menu. It's feel like oh, at least these guys, a player understand how to the what this menu for, what this button for, what this icon for, what is this hold bar for, what is this the middle mouse icon button for. They just only thinking like, okay, at least it's fulfill all the user experience requirement or player experience. At least all the player understand what is this for. But the problem is their menu design, their UI design, it's feel dead. It feel flat, bland. They just using only two color, black and white, nothing else. It's too simplified. It's too boring. it's one of worst thing. It doesn't feel like interactive for the user, which is feel boring. And I don't know, is it because they don't have a senior or they don't have any UI UX talent who can helping to make this at least looks interesting, looks interactive for the player. I don't understand here. It's feel like that. It's feel like soulless. It's feel like a flat to me. And the problem is the game itself feel like it's a kind of like a first time they making this game and they say okay, that's all. They don't care what how to making this thing better or etc. Maybe some. I'm sure some people say, "Oh, this is beta game. This is the still maybe early access." I don't know if they launch it as the early access and maybe they're gonna improve soon. Well, I hope so if they can improve, but I'm afraid maybe not. But yeah, let's just be positive, right? And I playing from the Killing Floor 1, Killing Floor 2, and even I playing the back to the when Killing Floor was the mods for Unreal Tournament 2004. I play all these three. And Killing Floor 3 is the most different compared with other three. But I understand they making this game like this is a bit attract as a more modern audience, and this is what the mostly modern online game this day. And I get it. They make it more grinding. They make it more fast paced. They make it more cringing and etc. I get it. They want to try to making kind of like feels like a similar like a mostly other game, which is easy to absorbing for the modern player this day or for modern audience, for young audience this day, and I get it. But the problem is to me is they kind the problem is that this company is already 20 years old and they should know better than that. I don't know if it's a new people in charge. I don't know, but it's kind of like a very disappointing for the old as the old fans of the Killing Floor. Well, at least the good thing is I saw one of the rules. At least they still gonna support mods for Killing Floor 3. We'll see that. But I think Killing Floor 3 is gonna be a train wreck. It's not gonna be a good. But the one thing I can accepting is they forming a team like a junior developer for working this game. It's kind of like a first time they making a big project, and how they develop like a junior developer when this company exists for 20 years. That's all I sometimes wondering. But it's not just Killing Floor. Mostly AAA game this day. I see that because they wanna cut the costs for development. Okay. So I think that's all is of my video. I hopefully you guys enjoy and see you next video. Bye bye.
Gotta reload.
Love that intense desire to achieve mission success.
Due to an unexpected emergency, we are asking all staff to proceed immediately to their designated safe rooms. Please lock down your workstation and leave behind all non-essential belongings. We appreciate your cooperation and prompt response to ensure everyone's safety.
An adrenaline junkie, I guess. It's empty! Now reloading!
Whew. I need to do more cardio.
You might need some ammo for the next wave.
Attention, concrete assembly site employees. Due to an unexpected emergency, we are asking all staff to proceed immediately to their designated safe rooms. Please lock down your workstations and leave behind all non-essential belongings. We appreciate your cooperation and prompt response to ensure everyone's safety.
Ooh, give it!